Hello friends, and welcome back to the channel. Today I am so excited to be creating a video all about welcoming spring. It isn't spring quite yet, but the weather has been beautiful here. For living somewhere so far north, it's been a very mild winter. I just went to the store and picked up some beautiful tulips. I saw these a few days ago and they have not left my thoughts, so I had to run out and get a bouquet of them. Something about spring flowers right now is just speaking to me. I'm obsessed with them. I didn't own a vase. If you can believe it, I did not own a vase. So I also ran to the thrift store, grabbed a vase, and we're gonna put these in some fresh water. Done, and I am loving them. This vase is perfection. I think I got it for $1 at our local thrift shop, and when I saw it, I knew that this was the exact one I'd been looking for. I didn't want just your run-of-the-mill vase, and I feel like this one is so special. Plus, these bright pink tulips are bringing me so much joy right now. I'm loving just their carefree shape. They're not perfect. I am not a floral designer. Something about just how they're loose and fancy-free. I can't get enough, and I'm going to really enjoy having these on our table. But now that our flowers are ready and have brightened up the space, it's time to make some delicious Thumbprint jam cookies. I just feel like that's the perfect little treat for spring, and then maybe we can have some tea with our flowers and it will be so cute, and I'm really excited. Okay, so we are ready to bake the little shortbread Thumbprint cookies. I've got all of my ingredients prepped and ready, making it easy on myself today. KitchenAid here, flowers, of course, they're pretty much gonna go wherever I go. So first we need to cream our butter and sugar. My favorite butter is the Kerrygold. I have been looking for a local butter to use in my baking, but have yet to find one. Haven't given up yet. And we've got the sugar. Now we're gonna mix this until it's nice and creamy. I should plug it in, that would be very helpful. There we go. Take it out. Okay, so this mixture is ready. The goal is to have it look like butter. So our butter and sugar now just looks like butter, which is exactly what we want. And it's time to add the egg yolks. Got my beautiful little farm fresh egg yolks here. Plop those in. And now I need my vanilla, using my tried and true and forever favorite Trader Joe's vanilla bean paste. You can only get this in the fall. It's so sad. So I always stock up. I think last year I bought like 13. Woo! It doesn't get cuter than my cute little heart teaspoons. Perfect. And then before mixing again, we're gonna add 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And get that in place. We're gonna mix until it's nice and creamy. Okay, that is mixed and beautiful. Oh, it's so pretty. How do I show you? Look how beautiful that is. We haven't even added the flour, and I am obsessed with it. And the final ingredient in the cookies is flour. We have very specific ingredients around here. I'm really picky with my baking, and this is one of them. It is the most beautiful flour you will ever use. It's the Food Nanny Kamut flour. We're gonna add in 2 1/3 cup. Yeah, 2 1/3 cup. You don't wanna waste any. Okay, perfect. We're gonna mix this and then dough will be ready. I always kind of pat my bowl to get the flour off the sides. It's unnecessary, but baby's bottom is what that's what I always think of. Like, I don't know. It's true though, that's where my mind goes. I just think of holding a little baby. Okay, the dough is ready and it looks so good. So at first when you start mixing the dough, it looks very crumbly and you might doubt yourself. Do not doubt, because it will turn out. You just have to keep mixing it for maybe a couple minutes and then it will be a beautiful cookie dough. Look how it came together like a beautiful, perfect shortbread cookie dough. That's what you want it to look like. Got my strawberry jam ready to go on my Thumbprint cookies. I wish I could give you all a taste because it's so good. It's just your basic freezer jam recipe, but there was something about the strawberries that I used from the local farm. It felt a little bit magical, as cheesy as that sounds. They were just so good. It's really the best jam I've ever had. My in-laws are all obsessed with it, as am I, and of course in our little thrifted strawberry jar. I'm pretty sure that strawberries are the cutest fruit. Comment below if you agree. Also, if you don't agree, what is the cutest fruit? Okay, so now it's time to make our little shortbread cookies. Normally I would use a cookie scoop because I'm gonna shape it myself. Just use your hands. Why waste another dish? You're gonna want about a 2-inch cookie ball. Mold it in your hands, and then you're going to press it, not completely flat, into a flatter shape. And now from here you can either use a spoon, your thumb, or something else to create the indent that the jam will go in. I want to make mine heart-shaped, because why not? I am going to use a heart-shaped measuring spoon here. They're so cute. These are literally my favorite. I got them from a friend. And I'm going to press my little heart into the cookie dough. To get my shape, I'm kind of wiggling it back and forth, but not pressing on the handle part of the spoon because I don't want that in there. It's okay if you have like some cracks on some cracked edges on your little shortbread cookies, but and there is your little heart mold ready to go. So I'm going to make the rest of these and then we can put the jam in. Okay, so the cookie dough is ready for the jam. Look how cute, I'm so excited. Cookies are ready and now they can go in the oven. Forgot for how long. Since they're a little bigger, I'll probably cook them a tiny bit longer, but you'll want to bake them for 12 to 14 minutes at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. It's important. I almost forgot to tell you. Cookies are done and they smell so good. Oh my goodness. I cannot wait for these to be cool enough to eat. The last thing on our to-do list today is to make a spring wreath. Oh dear. As we know from the tulips, I am not a floral designer. I don't have those skills at all. I like to pretend I do sometimes on the rare occasion that I do have flowers, but no, they are not something I was born with. We had a wreath that I loved from Anthropology. In the cross-country move last year, it got pretty damaged and it just didn't look good anymore. We need a new one. So I went to Michael's today and I picked up some things. We're going to try and attempt to make a spring, even summer wreath, something that can transition for me, but I'm going to try to get that look. The wreath that we had dried flowers on it, so we went with the faux flowers and we're going to see if we can make it somewhat as beautiful as the Anthropology ones. Okay, here we go. So the wreath that I had these almost like a sunburst of twigs that kind of shot out from the wreath itself. So we're going to see if we can kind of mimic that here. So I thought that I was going to have to wire the twigs to the wreath. I think I can just slide them in and they should be fine, which is great because that feels a lot easier. As we learned from the last video, I am not a crafter. This is not my forte, but why am I doing a craft again? I don't know. Here we are. Hopefully it turns out okay. So far it's not the worst, but I haven't done a lot. I put 3 twigs in an already twiggy wreath. Still a lot that can go wrong here. We have done the twig additions. It is not nearly as good as the Anthropology one. I would have needed a lot more, but I was trying to go conservative here. Yep, this is where we're at, and we're gonna move on. Next, I'm going to add these little bunny tail things. What are these? I've heard them called like bunny tails, but I don't know, like grass? Is it a grass? Actually, scratch that. Now that all the twigs are in, we're going to add some moss. My old one did not have moss, but I think that it will add just a little something to it. So I just bought this moss because as much I liked the more mossy moss, I liked the more typical looking moss that you would see growing on the side of a tree, but I felt like this would attach easier. And I don't want to overdo it, so I'm just gonna try to separate it a little. And we're just gonna kind of clump it in areas around the wreath and hot glue it. Just like that. So I'm going to add the rest of the moss and I'll be right back. And there goes everything. So I added all of the moss and I did end up adding a lot more than I thought I would, but I think we're at a good place to add the rest of our things. I think that the moss gives it a better base, where if it were just twigs, it would be almost a little bare. I think we're okay. So now I'm going to start adding some of the florals. I'm just gonna kind of cut them down and then put them around. So scary. I think this is one reason I don't like to craft, because I feel like I can't commit and I'm going to mess it up. And I know that's the whole point of crafting, is just like to create, and to, if you mess it up, who cares? But I don't like that. I like perfection. Definitely cut my finger instead of the grass on that. Careful. It really hurt. I like went for it there. Oh gosh. Okay. What am I doing? So I have the twigs all kind of going counterclockwise. Kind of the way it ended up. So we're gonna follow that. Yeah, sure. So I'm gonna put a little bit of hot glue on like the stems and then just kind of weave them in like I did the twigs. These are a little bit heavier, so I don't want them to fall. Okay. Don't hate it, but that was only one, so plenty more to do. So all of the bunny tails are added. I am worried this is going to be hideous by the time I'm done, but we will press on. So now we're going to add, I don't even know what kind of flowers these are. I thought they were cute, and I like that they kind of just have more movement to them. So I think that that will add a little cute something. I don't know, you guys. Making this up as I go. Well, I guess I'm going to go for it because we came this far, so. Okay, I just had to go for it. I couldn't keep talking about it or thinking too hard. I just had to start placing things, and it turned out better than I thought. This is the finished product, and it feels very springy. There's still some hot glue strings I gotta get rid of. I wanted it very light and fresh, and I kind of am excited about it. We're gonna clean up and we're gonna hang it on the door. We're gonna get our tea. We're gonna get our little cookies and our flowers and enjoy the afternoon. Wreath is hung on the door, my tea is steeping, my cookies are ready, and the flowers, they had their own little photo shoot today. That's how much I love them. They're so beautiful. When I was hanging the wreath up on the door, I realized it's still a little bit colder than it looks outside. I am going to sit here and enjoy my tea and cookies and stay warm and dream about spring, because it is definitely on its way. I have seen some flowers blooming, so I hope that you found some inspiration in this video to welcome spring in your own way and to celebrate the season change. I also hope that you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more, because there's definitely going to be more. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.